So hello, I am back, still here at the NRB interviewing these amazing ladies. I get to share their story with you. Here I am sitting with Carolyn. Mm-hmm. I'm going to say it right, Searcy?
Searcy, very good.
Lovely, because the accent gets people confused, so that's why I'm working on it. But Carolyn, I'm getting to know you all through this book called Resilience. What's your story in this book?
So my story is God spoke to me through a hairdryer, the metaphor of a hairdryer.
Interesting.
Right? And so he's been really good about teaching me to hear his voice, but he used the hairdryer as a metaphor to the heart. So when the heart is kind of corroded with unforgiveness and bitterness, your heart can't flow with your giftings. Ooh. And so a hairdryer, if it's corroded in the back,
exactly,
air can't flow to dry your hair.
Interesting. And so when you got that analogy, what did that do for you? How did that minister to you?
It completely changed my life because I had been going after things. I had grown up in an abusive home, and I had a lot of unforgiveness and bitterness, and the Lord began to really deal with me about getting my heart healed up. And so he began to open those doors and teaching me how to get my heart healed up. And then once I got my heart healed up, using the hairdryer as an analogy, he said, your giftings will flow through you.
Yes.
So when my giftings started flowing through me, I started finding I could paint. I have painted on my jacket and my pants, and I can paint.
Creativity
was released. The giftings were released. So basically, it's giving women permission to not disqualify themselves.
You have to look in the camera and say that.
Don't disqualify yourself because you've never done something before. Go back to your generational blessings, things that the Father has actually your grandmother did or your mother did or whatever they did, and any desires in your heart. Go back to those things, and God is giving you permission right now to step into those things you've always wanted to do.
You know, I love that God spoke to you in a way, because, you know, we all want to hear the audible voice of God or the still small voice, but he gave you what you needed that would just give you that complete breakthrough to trust him.
Exactly.
So when you hear God's voice now, how do you hear it?
Oh, I hear it in many different ways. Sometimes it's just in my spirit, my still small voice, right? Sometimes it's through the word. Sometimes it's through somebody will say something, and my spirit man jumps, and I know that's a word from the Lord to me. It could be in a song. It could be anything that I read. I mean, he's always talking to us. And
absolutely.
It's just that we have to have eyes to see and ears to hear what his spirit is saying to us.
And so what do you hope that your story in this book will do for women?
I think my greatest desire is for women to have permission to go after the things they've wanted to do in their lives and have totally disqualified themselves. I disqualified myself. I couldn't draw a stick figure, so I said, I'll never be able to do that. And so actually my grandmother was an artist that traveled around the world.
Wow.
And so when the Lord gave me the permission to go after my generational blessings instead of breaking off generational curses, he says it's time to go after the blessings, and you can do this.
Did you hear that, ladies? I want her to reinforce that. My phrase is to repeat is to reinforce, so reinforce that.
So it's go after the things that are blessings in your life, things that your grandmother did, great-grandmother did, things that are in your heart to do. You don't have to just constantly go after the curses like alcoholism or drinking or drugs or whatever. Go after the gifts that God has in you, and they're all come through a generational line.
Wonderful, wonderful. You have to get the book. Whatever happens, as you keep listening to these stories, the link will be in the chat, so you will be able to get these books, because she's released 2. Start with Missy. If you miss Missy, go back and find Missy, and you get the understanding of all these ladies. But I'm just so grateful once again that I can share their story with you. Once again, please click like, click share, subscribe to the individual channels, subscribe to our channel too, because we need to stay encouraged and stay resilient in all that we do. Bless you all, and thank you.